Live popping on IG.
All right. What's up, guys?
What's up? Before we get this intro going. Hey, how hot is it in Washington right now where you are?
I think it's been like 90.
Sheesh. Yeah, it's been super hot here too. Everybody put some love in your body. Good evening, protectors in Palm Tree. What's up? Come on in here. Greet each other as you walk in the door.
All right.
And make sure you kindly tap the front desk by leaving a like on this video. Everybody come on in. Come on in. You see somebody you recognize, say hey.
Grab a friend, gather around, get ready to hear some new stuff about some new music.
I'm really trying my best to channel Sinful to P right now. God rest his soul.
I sent the request to join on the Insta.
Okay, I'm just inviting people.
I should do that too.
Yep.
Ah, smart thinking.
I've been doing this every week.
It's a casual kind of beatbox today.
Yeah.
We're just cashing it out, guys.
Cashing it out. Not cashing it out. What's up, everybody?
Cashmere.
Glad to see you. Good to see you. What's up, Matt? Favorite protector?
Okay.
All right.
Oh, no. Okay. I think the sound's already being dumb. Is it? You guys, how's the sound? Is there an echo like last week or like how
guys, guys, please tell us if there's an echo.
There is.
Yeah, whatever you're talking on Instagram Live, make sure that device is down.
Hey, I can shut my... Oh, wait. It doesn't work if I shut my microphone off. I have headphones somewhere, but I don't know where they are.
Woohoo!
We're just gonna...
BPS, what's up? I see you.
Anybody have any feedback on our sound?
Guys, let us...
I can hear it. I'm gonna find my headphones.
Feedback. We're supposed to do that in the pre-call.
Sorry, guys.
Trying to get our weather together on the technical side, folks. Bear with us.
Eventually, we'll have the dual stream down.
But in the meantime, I want to know how everybody's weekend was. Let me know what you guys did. What'd you get into? What'd you ate? What'd you drink? What'd you smoke? Did you listen to some new music? Did you get some rest? Did you spend adequate time with loved ones? Did you pay some bills? Month's coming to a close.
We're good now.
We're good now?
Sorry, guys.
All right. So just
Never
tilt that
again.
head into frame. What's up, Damian Beans? All right. What's up, Palm Tree? What's up, Protectors? It's another episode of Beatbox. Still in his palm here. And I got my co-host.
Fawxy Baux. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? This is episode 11. Make a wish.
I can't believe that we're at 11 episodes. Like, it just happened like that.
Grinding.
We're like getting like well over. I think we're about almost like in the 120 song range right now on our playlist.
Yeah, if you guys want to go check out all the songs, the albums, and all the music we've been reviewing and acknowledging on Beatbox. What up, Don Jace? I see you. If you guys want to check out all that music we've been adding to the YouTube playlist that Fawxy's been compiling, make sure you head to the link in her bio to check out that one. Okay. We're going to kick...
There's also, interrupt, there's also a playlist, you guys, of all of our past episodes. I went back about a week ago and I was revisiting our first couple of episodes, and God, we've really, like, in a short amount of time gotten so much better.
Yes, yeah. And we're still clunking along. Like, don't get us wrong, this is still a wonky program, but this has been such a great addition to the channel and taking weight off my shoulders, you know, to not feel like, okay, I got to be responsible for reviewing all this music that drops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's really awesome because it's kept us, like, listening to music that we wouldn't have even known that was coming out otherwise, so, I mean,
Exactly.
it's pretty awesome, and also, it's just, like, such a fun passion project, so
No, it
I'm
really has
thankful.
been.
Thankful for
Grateful,
Beatbox.
grateful for Beatbox. Okay. Um, let's talk about our mental health check-in this week. Um, we all have friend groups, we all have families, and we all, belong to various organizations such as jobs or networks and things like that. But things don't always go according to plan, and the powers that be may be in disagreements. And when people are in disarray, discord, sometimes you might wonder, well, whose side should I take? And I'm kind of here to let you know that the way I view it is that there's three sides to every story. There's your side, there's my side, and the truth. And Foxy, can you give an example of when you were a part of something that had a split and you had to pick a side?
Well, I guess for me, I spent a lot of life being loyal, like in those kind of situations to one person or the other. And I've always learned, like you just said, there's your side, my side, and the truth. And I kind of just try to be like making my own decision when I'm in that kind of a situation. And what I like to do is just be authentic to either side and not try to hide anything, not be shady at all, but just be like very much like, hey, I'm neutral. Like, I like everybody. I'm along for the ride. I'm on my own path here. And if people don't respect that kind of thing when it comes to like your own take on it, like, that's not somebody you want to keep in your net, anyways, because they're not like respecting you.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It's more about like you don't necessarily have to take a side unless one party is like flat out wrong. But I think it's
Right.
important that you listen to both. But also, in certain situations that I there's been like a recent situation of mine where like I'm not in position to speak out, and if I were to be an aggressor, then this ship, that we're riding over here would totally sink. You
Oh
know,
yeah, you have to be really careful about it with the small world that is, the
yeah.
adult industry, let alone the body positive adult industry is even smaller. And so, somebody in your place, you have to be very careful about, um, spreading yourself between people and interjecting when you just got to like protect your peace because I've found that on times when I've sided with people that they end up on a side together and then they hate me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, siding with people is kind of iffy and a little risky, but yeah, especially in the adult industry, and as a male who is of what's up, man theory, as a male who is in this but not of this, it's a little tricky because there's such a thin line between, oh, I like Thickness Protection Program, I like this guy, they got a nice studio out there in LA, and he's had a lot of girls on there, he's had a lot of talents on there, and you said one thing wrong on Twitter, you're canceled.
right. Oh,
And
I had something come up with Twitter where it was the Jonah Hill thing, and I was just saying like, hey, like at least he's telling her, even though his opinion sucks, at least
yeah,
he's being straight about it. I'm like, hey, here's my fucking expectations, and people ate my fucking butt on Twitter for that. Like it was like
yeah.
split. Like, and then there's like the people that agree, and then the people that are like get fucked. Like it's just it's
I kind of view
hard.
that type of situation as any publicity is good publicity, but I think
Right.
this is such a choose a side type of thing where I felt like ever since the Trump era it kind of ushered in this whole like political gang banging thing, and when it comes to social media you're even more forced to pick a side.
Right. You said political gangbang.
Yeah.
It's very accurate though.
And for the record, I'm from Los Angeles. Gangbang means I'm talking about in the street connotation and not in the sex industry
I
connotation.
thought you were talking about the sex.
See, yeah, see, now I realize I have to like distinguish that now, now that I'm again in it, not of it.
That's funny shit. Yeah, so I think that basically in essence, the mental health check-in is, you gotta not like if you feel passionately, if somebody's done something like unforgivable, of course. Choose
Yeah.
fucking sides. Don't side with a shithead. But also suspend judgment for your own good. We're all adults.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and also in this personal situation, I'll attest to that it personal between me and one party, but professional between everyone else and that one party. I will say this is that I don't want them to choose sides, and it's like, I'd rather sit back and be heard rather than okay, make a decision that I can't come back from. And it's like
right.
there's no sense in holding somebody to have accountability when clearly they have the upper hand. So it's like, the best thing is like to neutrally just shot take a shot back. I don't know what I'm doing here.
For real. And I mean, you've said it like 100 times at least just here on this platform, porn high school. Is that, what do you call it? Porn
Yeah,
star high
porn star high
school.
school.
It is like that though, because like it's such a small community, and you gotta, I barely even know anybody, and I can see the connections between everybody. So it's pretty crazy. You got to be
Yeah.
careful. You don't want to get
Okay.
yourself.
So Matt McKinley, the crown prince of all protectors, asks, I mean, my philosophy, everyone has a right to their, we shouldn't go after each dude differences of opinion. Yes, we shouldn't go. I think, yeah, I think what he means is that everyone has the right to be heard, and
Yeah,
that, yeah, difference of opinion shouldn't be a reason to clash. But often I think the internet, the way it's set up, hey, what's up, Finny? Happy belated, bro. I think often the way the internet is kind of set up is like it's automatically putting people against each other. It's either you stand with it or you hate it.
definitely.
You're going to go see Barbie tonight. Okay, enjoy, man.
Oh, lucky. I
Yeah,
haven't gotten to go yet. I was supposed to, but my friend got too drunk and ditched our plans.
I heard it's really good, but it's like also at the same time I'm like, I'm already sick of seeing ads for this shit.
I'm not.
Okay.
It's not for you, Dylan.
It's not for me. Dylan, you're just sad you don't have a girl to take to that movie.
Just go. Just go.
Treat
You're a
myself
Barbie
to.
too.
I need to see Into the Spideyverse. If I'm going to the movies by myself, that's what I want to go see.
One for Barbie, please.
One for Barbie, please.
Hey, Barbie.
All right. Kodak Black and 6ix9ine have a song on the way, and people are not happy about it.
No, they're not. On multiple levels. There were like 5 different news stories that I saw about it. People are
Yeah.
not happy. Honestly, I don't fucking care personally. But yeah, 6ix9ine, he's definitely one of those controversial people, and in our stuff that we are going to discuss later, so we're going to talk about intentional controversy, and I think that he's a very, very good example of that.
I think, yeah, he's mastered the art of being, the ringleader of the media circus. But you know what? Sick for Kodak Black, whose whole career, and Kodak's a very talented young brother, but for his whole career to be kind of based around having a street persona and having a history of legal battles, I think that he's receiving criticism for this, because if like your whole thing is you're a street dude and you're really from the trenches and you're really about that life, and you are going to be on the track with somebody who's a high profile snitch, and then had this recent incident in the LA Fitness where he was beat by some guys. Hey, Destiny, if he was if you're gonna form an alliance with him, it was a money move. You know what? It's a music business thing, just like the Adam and Lena, with Lena doing the scene with Jason Love was a porn industry thing. Then it's a music industry thing for 6ix9ine and Kodak to collab. But it's the loss of street credibility that Kodak is facing because he's doing a song with 6ix9ine. And yeah, Boozy's kind of like hip hop's angry black uncle, and he's got to get vocal every time something he
Yeah,
doesn't like happens.
the news story has said that he slams the collab. He's so mad that he slammed the collab and said, "Why would you do this?" basically. And he said in other words, but Um,
Well,
there was also the article about the fact that he was given a Rolls Royce and a whole lot of money for doing this collab, and the both of the stories are kind of reflecting that I glanced at and read through today, that it's just a very hot button thing, but like it's like, does money trump street cred?
you know what? What are you in the streets for? Is it because you love it? Is it because that's what raised you? Or is it for money? And
Well,
no, is it, you know what? Forget their street credibility. These guys are both pop artists. Yeah, they're
right.
rappers, but like they have pop and mainstream appeal,
They're hella
you know?
mainstream, especially like 6ix9ine, I think is like a great example. Like I can't think of anybody that's like a cringe rapper as much as he is. Maybe like Riff Raff.
Yeah.
And Riff Raff, honestly, I think is harder than 6ix9ine.
Shout out to my man Huggy Does It. He just joined the live. His new album Anyway is out now. There's going to be a Palm review coming soon with that, and you could check him out also on the new Outer review I just put out with Jaden Venus. Palm official on YouTube, y'all. Okay,
Amazing.
amazing. Hey Chanel. Okay. So yeah, Kodak and 6ix9ine is like, hey, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I've been saying this for many years, and I'll say it again on here. Rappers are just the new action figures for kids to play with. And I think this collab between 6ix9ine and Kodak totally makes sense because it's
Right.
like, yeah, they're both street, I guess, but also the kind of joke appeal and costume character of 6ix9ine just kind of works with Kodak's character. So bada bing, bada boom.
It makes sense in like that aesthetic kind of appeal. And also though, I really like Kodak Black. I haven't listened to a lot of his stuff, but he's the one that has that you don't even believe in Jesus. Why you got a Jesus piece? That's him, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah, he's
song's
got a
I
lot.
fucking love that
Kodak
song.
has a lot of fire early work, and he has
Yeah.
hits.
Yeah. So I'm interested. We'll definitely be reviewing this song on
Yeah,
here. We have to now. So
absolutely.
and also in the news was Ice-T going off again on Twitter. And I love Ice-T. I fucking love Ice-T. He's such like he's just so real and authentic, and that goes a long way with me. But he's talking about the Jamie Foxx clone conspiracy because people on Twitter and online are trying to say that after they've seen Jamie Foxx after he almost died, and that he just looks different, and it's just like kind of like the big Kanye, small Kanye, kind of the same like people talking like cloning in Hollywood and everything. And basically, he shut that shit down, and he was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? What are you talking about?" Like, it's just like Ice-T is always coming in as like the voice of reason. So whenever I see him, I want to shout him out because he's so like I just love him so much. And last time I talked about him, I think was a week when I did this solo, and he had he was in an article, and he was quoted talking about like how he played a cop on TV and shit, and he was just like the way that he just even handles it is just so like respectful, and he's just like, what the fuck, it's money. Like I'm not gonna turn that down. But I like Ice-T a lot, so
Yeah.
shout out
Shout out
to
to
him.
Ice T, being a voice of reason. You know what? I think it's ridiculous to think that I question people's education levels and at this point. And if you're going to get behind saying Jamie Foxx was cloned, consider this. It's like this is a rich man we're talking about. Doesn't he have the access to the best medical services and the best healthcare possible? Of course, he comes out
Right.
looking better than before. That's what's supposed to happen.
Right, right. He just spent time like on an IV. I fucking look great after I'm hydrated too. So like
Yeah,
whatever.
he's been chilling pampered for like over a month. Of course, he looks
Right?
better.
He's been eating that hospital food, the fucking full food pyramid every day and shit.
He's probably been eating whatever a doctor or nutritionist has been suggesting to him and like keeping control of it. Because like,
Taking ice baths and
yeah,
getting massages.
exactly. He's been very well caring for himself in his time of unhealthy, on his time getting his health back to normal. That's what we want to see.
Yeah. So I'm glad that he's good to go. one other last kind of blurb in the news, the A$AP Rocky appearance that this last weekend at Rolling Loud, they think the A$AP fans think that he was dissing Travis Scott over a Rihanna fling. I didn't even know that Travis and Rihanna had a fling.
I know they've been on songs together, but there's kind of a lengthy list of rappers who have evidently been involved with Rihanna.
Well,
Chris Brown, Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I think that it's just sometimes I feel like rap can be like wrestling.
Oh yeah, totally. Ooh, so he got up there and he dissed Travis Scott. It's like, who gives a shit?
Ooh. And here comes Rihanna with the chair.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Papa Pitt said the woman just likes her sex, which yeah, she does, and she's always been blatant about it. I've always really liked out of like the pop stars, she's my pick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's a sex symbol, and a symbol. To quote the late great Kevin Samuels, wars have been started over women, and I could kind of see like Rihanna being the catalyst for something that for that to happen. And yeah, Huggy, Rocky and Travis cage fight would be kind of dope, actually. Somebody recreate that in a video game.
I have my old Xbox 360, and I played the Def Jam Icon.
Oh my god, I have
dude!
that on 360
I got my kid playing it with me and shit.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
I would always pick E40.
Oh yeah, well I like it because they play like the songs and shit in the back too. I like to play as Ghostface for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
but
Def Jam Vendetta, yeah, that was the first one. That was the classic. I didn't play Fight for New York that much. That was the one of the series that I didn't own, but that's also like the one that's the most popular.
Oh, I think in the Icon you can play as like Mike Jones, which I like to play as.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes
Mike
just like
Jones
for
and
fun.
Paul Wall. Mike Jones and Paul Wall. Yeah, Paul Wall was definitely on that.
Such a relic of
Yeah.
our childhood. So yeah, let's hit this hip hop history and get into the music for the week. So in hip hop history, on July 24th, 1973, Ladybug Mecca from Diggable Planets was born in Brazil. I fucking love her. I love Diggable Planets.
Who like that?
Yeah, I love my favorite track by them is Jimmy Digging Cats. That's a good one. If you guys have never heard Diggable Planets, you've probably heard Rebirth is Slick, but it gets better.
Nickel Bag of Funk.
Oh, that's such
good
a good
to be
one
here.
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got the concrete under my feet. I love Ladybug.
The pizza with the pop, the West 4th stop. Nickelback. Ladybug will hit you with a Nickelback.
So good. I haven't listened to them in years. Let's listen to them now.
Yeah.
I'll put a couple songs up on the playlist, you guys.
Yeah, every now and then I do catch myself going back to that album. What year was that? Somebody with Google in front of them.
God, we both do, but we can't access it. Matthew, Crown Prince of the Thickness.
Matthew, Google what year Diggable Planets dropped that album.
Rebirth is Slick. Is that what the first album is? Is that, or is it the one with the like purple like hair?
Yeah, the purple. Yeah.
We're such hip hop heads.
Yeah, except we sound like dumbasses not knowing this off the top of our heads.
we retain all of it.
All stuff.
So yeah, and then I thought this one was really fun on July 24th, 1999. Treach. Is it Treach or Tretch? It's Tretch.
Yeah, Tretch.
I was reading about Treach. Tretch from Naughty by Nature married Peppa, which I had no idea. Sandy Denton from Salt and Peppa. And it was officiated by Rev Run.
How 90s hip hop does that get? Here we go now, holla if you hear me.
That's like one of my probably all-time favorite songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't know that, and it was the first time a rapper married two rappers, and they divorced in 2001. So it didn't last very long. I had no idea. I like the Surreal Life. Like, I actually have a friend that does a podcast about it. Shout out to Erica with the Surreality podcast. But Peppa was on the Surreal Life, and she's just like such like an empath energy. Like, she's just a solid woman.
Nice. I'm replying to Matt. It's Diggable Planets, Rebirth of Slick.
The album. I think the album is just maybe called.
Yeah, my. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
So,
you want to start with the music for the week?
music.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right. So, I want to talk about the new Nas album, Magic 2. Loved it. I really enjoyed it. I went through it one full time. Now, let me say this. Nas is one of my first concerts. As a hip hop head, you gotta love and respect Nas. There's no other way around it.
Right.
But I will also admit to you, in these recent years, as he's dropped these projects with Hit Boy, my opinion on them, they're always solid. However, I rarely find myself revisiting them. So I'm kind of at this duality thing where with Magic 2, I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed listening to this, but the question is, will I go back to listen to it more? So, Fawxy, have you had a chance to hear the album?
So I listened to 3 songs off of Magic 2. I listened to Abracadabra. Immediately had my head nodding. I loved Office Hours with 50 Cent. It was a fun collab. I put it on my stories. Between my two, my backup and my main, you can hear the whole song on my stories. And I liked One Mic, One Gun the best out of all 3 that I listened to for sure. I really liked that it was kind of like what you can expect from Nas, but then it's also like that can be like good and bad, I think, depending
Yeah.
on who is regurgitating that, you know.
And Matt said Rebirth of Slick came out in 92, the year I was born. Bam. Perfect. All right. I'm going to smoke and listen to that later on. Okay,
Yeah.
but back to Magic 2. Foxy, any other comments you had?
I just really genuinely enjoyed it. However, there wasn't a whole lot to comment on it because it was just kind of what I already went in like expecting to hear. I really liked the collab with 50 Cent. I
Yeah.
50 Cent I don't know how out of like all rappers he's managed to be the one that has stayed like relevant as fuck, but like he's still really relevant. We talk about 50 Cent probably at least once or twice a month on our podcast.
I'm surprised Nas and 50 didn't get on a song sooner. I don't know when that was
Right,
recorded,
right.
but I felt like that was authentic Queen shit. I'm like
Yeah.
10-year-old me was going nuts when I heard that one.
Oh yeah, as soon as I looked at the track list, I was like, "Oh, I'll take that one." That was the first one that I picked to review today.
Yeah.
So, really
That
like
thing. Hey Matt, do us another favor. Find out Get Rich or Die Trying. Find out what year Get Rich or Die Trying came out, and then find out what year the Nas album Godson came out. Okay. So we gotta get Matt on the team somehow, some way now.
I was thinking put him on the tech team.
Yeah, tech team. Let's make Matt a moderator for this. Okay. Okay.
You know, it's nice we haven't really needed mods.
No, we haven't really needed mods, but
I think we both handle
let's try
hecklers.
this. Yeah, we do. Okay. Um so I was on the song Black Magic. I was really happy to hear Nas on like a Memphis type beat, and the way Hit Boy kind of like divulged that was really dope. I think that Memphis sound, is so 90s in its origin, and Nas being, one of the kings of the 90s, that just made sense. Think about what's up,
Absolutely.
baby. I see you.
And I also love how Hit Boy is also making moves too, because we just reviewed a Hit
Yeah.
Boy in a song last week.
Yeah, Hit Boy, big hit. His dad and Jay Worthy dropped the song we
Which
reviewed last week.
we love a father-son duet.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But Irvin Magic Johnson, that Only Built for Cuban Links reference, from Raekwon and Ghostface, goes crazy. Love the horns on that track. It sounded so trap yet so new school. And then I love the song "What This All Really Means." I felt like that was so wholesome, and that Nipsey line that he was getting ready to work with Nipsey, and then unfortunately because of Nipsey's demise, that didn't get to happen. I think Hit Boy being like a younger dude, but like still kind of Hit Boy's probably around my age, but it's like it's like a new school and old school type of feel the whole project.
Right.
Yeah, and then you get to Pistols on your album cover. I love that horn outro, and then when Nas said, "Yeah, I put Tupac on the Hennessy at Howard Homecoming," I'm like, damn, like Grail, really? I'm like, are you bragging about that after the man is gone, or is this like a? I mean, more kind of interesting facts kind of turn up about Tupac all the time. Evidently last week a suspect in the case house in Las Vegas was raided. After all these years, but
There's
yeah,
a lot of people that still think that he's alive too.
yeah, that's cap. But a lot of people think they're flat too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then I was happy to hear 21 Savage on the album. So all in all, I have nothing bad to say not about Nas. I just want to wonder if I'm gonna go back and listen to this album again. You know what I mean?
Right. It's kind of like a one trick pony kind of scenario, and I feel bad like saying that. Um, but yeah, I can understand that. And I also wanted to comment, you really dug into the meat and potatoes of that album, didn't you? You
Yeah.
listened to like every track.
Well, I basically gave you guys a lot of the meat and potatoes that I was gonna give you when I review the album on my page. But we're here. It's Beatbox. Do it here. Do it
Let's talk
now.
about
Do it
good
later.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's all
Okay.
about doing what we're passionate about. So the album that I chose this week was the Blur's new album, The Ballad of Darren. Um, if you guys don't know who Blur is, Damon Albarn, he's the lead singer and creator of the Gorillaz. This is his original like band, original kind of project. And I wish that I could say go listen to this one, but it was fucking boring.
Um, I thought it was enjoyable, but it's kind of dad rock to the
Yeah.
fullest.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very. There's going to be limited replay value on there. I mean, I added one song to a playlist. I'm gonna have to shrink out of here on IG just to see what that was.
Well, and I added 3 to the playlist for Beatbox, link in bio. And I added the ballad, the narcissist, and far away. So those are 3 that you could check out. Do you remember the title? Oh yeah, you're looking at it right now.
Yeah, the narcissist. That was the one I took away from that. The narcissist.
Yeah, and I think that was the only one that really was notable for me. It just was boring gorillas.
Yeah, it's you could tell that like the Gorillaz is Damon Albarn's like experimental project where he collabs with all these other different musicians, and then Blur is just like his band. See, and
Yeah.
Blur has good songs. Like Coffee and TV is a good song, and of course Song 2. Woohoo! It's like
Woohoo! Yeah, that's all I think of.
every time your favorite baseball team scores a home run, that's woohoo!
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, check it out if you like boring music projects. I'm just kidding. I don't want to be a hater. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, check it out for yourself. Make decisions for yourself. Like we said at the beginning, we don't want to tell you what to do. Here
Well,
at
yeah.
Beatbox, we're about you being your individual self.
As the late great Sinful to P would say, our opinion has no dominion over what you do. But I think what could have enhanced this album is having a little more skits in between, just to like catch your ear and like catch that there is a theme here, and you're not listening to somebody advancing in age, just kind of jamming out.
Well, it might.
It's road trip music.
That would put my ass to sleep on a road trip. I'm trying to listen to like the Click and shit like on a road trip. But
What's that name? Captain Save a Hoe name.
my favorite's be about your paper, man.
Oh, I was in the shower the other day, and like I like to come up with like little remixes of my favorite songs. Especially like I flipped '90s hip hop on some emo shit, and imagine like Carlos Rossi, top of the line, fine. Carlos Rossi, fine. I drink it all the time.
I drink it all the time.
Yeah.
I used to drive the top of that ride. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the dopest.
Yeah. I found that E40 CD, the best of yesterday, today and tomorrow in my garage when I was like 14. I just found that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, one of my boys down at school downloaded off of iTunes, Captain Sabaho or Carlos Rossi, like one or the other. And then yeah, he downloaded Carlos Rossi, and this was back when like, I think E40 had either just dropped not My Ghetto Report Card. That was the year before, but it was either Ball Street Journal. Yeah. No. Ball Street Journal was the one with "There She Goes Sliding Down the Pole." But no, I think E40 just put out My Ghetto Report Card, and then we wanted to go back and get into like old E40. So that's when I found this CD, and that's the one that had like "Sprinkle Me" and Captain Sabaho and
What's the one?
"Sideways."
I think that there's one.
It's basically
I
E40's
didn't
greatest
have time to
hits.
eat a fortune cookie. That's like one of my favorite E40 lines.
Mhm. I love the
Okay.
game that he's kicking at the end of the song, like "Bust Your Shit," where he's just just
We
talking.
should just have an episode where we do just like throwbacks.
Yeah, we got to do a Throwback Thursday special.
Yeah, I think that'd be. We should definitely plan that.
Yeah.
So yeah, my album of the week was Blur, and our
Our shared album of the week.
our mutual was my notes are all messy today. Block Party.
Well, it was the Mario Judah Sleeping with Rabbits with Cash Money Majel.
Yes.
Okay.
I am so sorry.
In a nutshell, here's why I did not care for this album. Is that number one, here's where they messed up. I think Mario Judah produced it, and then Cash Money Majil, who is he?
Yeah.
I read his bio and like, okay, he makes kind of SoundCloud rap songs. He kind of sounds like a Walmart Little Tracy. I can't remember any of these songs when I listened to the whole project. There was definitely a skip or two on there, but when Mario Judah kind of popped on the scene in 2020 with "Die Very Rough," I think that guy should have had such a bigger career from then, and it's like kind of plateaued into this one-hit wonder type of thing, and now it's like, dude, you need to be like working with Pantera or working with like Killswitch Engage. Like, why are you doing this? Why is your name next to somebody I've never heard, and you're putting out mediocre music?
You should have been on that Miss of an Avenged Sevenfold album that we reviewed.
That Avenged Sevenfold album's so laughable. I can't remember the fucking name of it.
Oh my god, I was just playing because I like to have like the music. I like to listen to our playlist because it's so diverse.
On YouTube, if you're watching, please hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like and definitely go check out our past episodes. Feel free to skip the first two. Feel free.
Regardless of what you do, hit that like button.
But yeah, so that was another album, and it's too bad that it was kind of forgetful for both of us. I feel like we're kind of being haters today.
Yeah, no, we're not being haters. We're being honest about unimpressive music.
So yeah, your song of the day you want to talk about?
Yeah, Cypress Moreno, Phoenix Flexin, formerly in Shoreline Mafia, and Zoe Osama, Bad Habit.
My favorite of the week.
Yeah, definitely. That's a banger. That's a banger.
Yep.
Keep the Hedge ringing sample from Dr. Dre.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. I know Cypress well. He's a good dude. We're definitely going to sit down soon. I actually just got a follow back from Zoe Osama this week. So we're going to follow dude. We're going to get dude in the studio pretty soon. I think that, what? A producer's job is not only to make the beat, but to bring good artists together. And that's exactly what Cypress did. So, and sometimes I love samples and I'm also worn out by samples, but I think this sample was like right on the money, right on point, and I think every rapper kind of each rapper did their thing on the song. So, I kind of want to get back into Phoenix Flexin because ever since Shoreline Mafia broke up, it kind of seemed like Jeezy took the spotlight, but Phoenix kind of remained more of the underground rapper, if you will. So yeah, I definitely want to like dive more into Phoenix's solo catalog going forward.
This was my introduction to all of the featured artists in this track, so I'll have to check it all out for the first time.
Okay, so just to give a little background, Cypress Moreno is a producer and DJ from LA. He DJs a lot of different parties out here. He has his own brand called Catch 22, where he'll have a variety of artists, some from like boom bap to some like very street sounding. He's worked with different groups, different cliques, but he's also toured and produced for Shoreline Mafia, which is now defunct LA rap crew that was signed to Atlantic. They kind of saw their height in 2016, 17, 18, 19. But now disbanded. It was 4 guys. Well, it was actually a huge ass crew of them. There was like, probably up to 50 something members, but like 4 core rappers,
Okay.
were Rob Vicious, Phoenix Flexin, OGZ, and Master Kato. But
right.
Rob Vicious and Master Kato kind of like dissolved to somewhere else. OGZ went on to be more of the breakout star, and Phoenix kind of continued to do his thing. But me personally, I kind of want to pay more attention to Phoenix now going forward. Not that any of them are, not worth it. It's just, that's just what I want to explore. Right. But yeah, Cypress Moreno's produced some dope music for like Big Sad 1900, who we've covered on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And he produced for Draco the Ruler as well. So, yeah.
Our friend Kirk Butterfield that hates me. He said we're doing good. Did you come around? Are you a Fawxy lover now, Kirk? Mr. Did I butter you up?
Are you a Fawxy fan now, Kirk?
You love me lots. Yeah, and my song of the week was Lupe Fiasco's Rockefeller, y'all. Did you listen?
Oh man, you're gonna hate me for this. I did not get to this one. Okay, and I saw it on my YouTube recommendations. I'm like, damn it.
I'm gonna sound like a fucking hater again. It was like he just was rhyming too much. Like it was
just too hip hop-ish. Why are you being so hip hop? Why are you being so real?
Too rhymey. Like it just felt like he was just like trying to rhyme as much as he could, and so like it wasn't like it wasn't cohesive. It didn't sound like it was like actual like thought out lyrics. It was like, okay, I just am writing these lyrics to rhyme with each other, but it was also like deep in some ways too, and in a lot of ways like it just wasn't my song. But I like how Lupe Fiasco like flows, like he's good.
Lupe was kind of like too lyrical, spiritual miracle with it.
Yeah, it was just it wasn't what I like from Lupe Fiasco.
You know what I just thought of?
For some reason I started thinking of the Clips thing when I started thinking of that, but I don't know why.
You know what I just thought of? What? You know how Lupe has that song Pumpkin Seeds with Aesop Rock?
I haven't heard it, but I probably should.
We should make that like the beatbox theme song, because like the hook just goes, inside of the box, it's just another box. Inside of the box, it's just another box. Inside of the box. Yeah.
I like it.
You get a kick out of that?
We love it. That's what the backbone of beatbox is our love for that type of thing.
Yeah, we gotta do some type of TikTok to that, some real.
Yes. Right. And then we both also listened to Block Party. The album is called
it's an EP and it's called The High Life.
Yeah, EP.
The High Life EP.
The High Life EP. I listened to The Blood Moon, High Life, and I only listened to those 2. I didn't care for Blood Moon. It felt very much like he was trying to be like Morrissey. Like, what the fuck was that? Did you listen?
I actually really enjoyed that song. Out of the 4 songs, that was the last song. And
mine was High Life. That was my favorite.
It just rocked out in my car. I'm like, you know what? This is going to sound kick-ass live. And you know what? I caught Block Party live, and I want to say 2015 at the FYF Festival here in LA. And I was not super impressed. I don't think they did enough songs off Silent Alarm, which is their most. I don't know if that's their first album, but it's definitely the critically acclaimed one. You know, the one with the song "Like Eating Glass" that was on Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Yeah, that one. Okay.
I've always really liked Block Party. I guess for me, I like dance punk. Like that's why I like. And so for me,
and they kind of came along in that
too croony. I was like, why are you crooning?
And they kind of came along in that indie dance era with like bands like the Yeah Yeah Yeahs and She Wants Revenge and AFI.
My favorite.
Right. Hey, Delightful Danny, I appreciate that follow. Okay. But the song Blue kind of reminded me of I Still Remember. As a straight male listening to a homosexual love song. Hey, you know what? I'm already kind of accustomed to it. I've been a Frank Ocean fan for years, been a Steve Lacy fan for years, been a Blood Orange fan for years, and I've been a Block Party fan for years. I Still Remember is a great song, but Blue was just not as good of a. It's a little too touchy-feely for my taste, and it's just not as good of a song as I Still Remember.
Yeah. High Life was definitely my favorite. That one, I was just like, Miss
Yeah.
Pogo Punk in my chair. Yeah, but I loved that. So
I
that
just like
was
that it was short, sweet, and to the point, you know.
yep,
And I reviewed
yep.
Block Party's last album, and I liked it a lot. There's just, you know, there's kind of middle to little replay value though.
Right. Well, this week, we actually ended up hitting a bunch of artists that we have spoke about or reviewed. So this was a weird, interesting week. There was a lot of music to pick from. I really, really, really wanted to review like five singles from this week. There was some Tame Impala. There was some Gucci Man.
It's
God,
Gucci Mane.
Gucci Man. Well, it doesn't sound right when I say it. Gucci Man.
It's just a
Gucci
name.
Man. Gucci Man. It's Gucci Man.
You're making it sound like Gucci mayonnaise.
Gucci mayonnaise. But yeah, so that is our music for this week. Did we
Yeah.
miss anything? I don't think we
We
did.
did not. Oh, we did not. No, I see the Rev Run thing. No. Let's hit it
We
with
got
that sex worker tip.
yes, my somehow most forgotten forgotten. One of my things that I never remember just to talk about. But this week we're going to talk about kindness and boundaries, where the line is between those. Um, so, being kind is very, very important in our industry. I think you see once in a while the rogue sex worker freaking out on everybody online and shit like that, and that'll really fuck up your business.
When you say rogue sex worker, does that mean, what does that mean?
When I'm saying that, I feel like somebody that's gone rogue, somebody that's having a bad fucking time, and they're kind of
Yeah.
like breaking that fourth wall between like the sexy illusion and like, hey man, we're fucking pissed off like half the time because people fucking press our buttons.
Right.
And I think like that's obviously like that's why having that network of like other sex workers is really important. So you have people to vent it out to. I have like a really wonderful group chat of about 12 of us that have the same kind of workflow and stuff like that. And it's nice for moments when we want to flip the fuck out on people, but we could just go to the girls. So that's what I mean by going rogue. It's like when you're breaking that sexy fourth wall.
I see that. Yeah, and
um,
a question I like to ask on the podcast a lot actually is, you know, what does a bad day at work look like to you?
a bad day at work is when I am already counting on like a transaction to come through. I think that somebody hasn't been like wasting my time. And then they fucking flake out last minute when they're supposed to pay or things like that. And that's why having those boundaries between and, kindness and fucking flipping out, that boundary of knowing when kindness starts to shift into being taken advantage of, which does lead to those moments where we go rogue and fucking want to flip out on anybody that is in our you know notifications.
Yeah.
So I think that line, it can be crossed a lot of times where we allow ourselves to be too kind, and I think that there is a such thing as too kind in this industry. You really do have to protect your peace. You really have to protect your energy, because people will come in and they will take advantage of your time, and it's a power play for a lot of these guys out there. And they're like wanting to have that power over you because they know that they've got you standing on the ledge, and you've got this anxious like, oh my god, he's gonna bite, he's buying a $1,000 custom, stuff like that. And then they flake and you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, I spent like 3 hours altogether like timing all this time that I messaged and stuff. And I think that for me is having my big boundaries right in the front of like things like I will risk looking like an asshole to keep my peace and be like, hey, if you're going to waste my time, I will instantly like put the kibosh on the conversation. You can usually feel it out in about the first 5 minutes. So be kind, but don't be taken advantage of. And if you need a friend, come to me and talk to me.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You know, I'll say it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. feels like the sex industry is the one industry where it's like people will go off on their customers and still expect them to be customers.
Right.
And I, advise you, Fawxy, if don't count it before you have it, and just like I'm sure you and the other ladies know that, okay, to have some type of deposit set up so you can at least like have it in your hand
Right.
before
So
you start putting effort into making the custom.
I charge a $25 consultation fee. And with that, basically, that shows me that you're putting your money where your mouth is. And then I bless you with an hour of my time for only $25. And I'll put it towards the cost of supplies. If you wanted a certain color of socks, if you wanted a certain medium for me to pour over my tits, whatever. Like, it goes into that cost. And so then I devote to you an hour of my time to discuss all the dirty details. You could pop one off during this conversation. Don't fucking tell me. But, let's talk. I will take all the fucking details. But you're going to show me
Yeah.
by putting your money where your mouth is. So that's what I mean. Protect your peace, kindness, and boundaries. Keep them together.
And my podcaster tip of the day is this isn't really a tip, this is more of a question. Being intentionally controversial. There is an element that, controversy is going to bring the views. And I don't know if that necessarily sells on my platform, so to say. But I can tell you this, there are going to be some times where I'm going to have to say buzzwords and say things that are going to get attention and are going to garnish, the looks. Because interviews with your favorite creators aren't always going to do that. But, if I'm going to jump out the window with a crazy opinion, I'm going to back that up with lots of supported facts. And it's also very easier to jump out the window with a crazy opinion. For instance, if, something in the news happens, and rather than tell the entire story, which you can do in one Google search, if I can say, no, fuck that, this person's crazy and they're an asshole, and I can instantly declare a side, well, there's that type of content that, is going to receive, that's going to, bring eyeballs, but at the same time, that's meaningless. And then you're just like everybody else at that point. So what I'm trying to drive home to you guys is that, like, you have to, if you're going to speak on something and be controversial, have a story to tell so it's well rounded and that there's good meat within that people want to come back to your platform to hear your opinions on other things.
Yes, you don't want to isolate your audience.
Exactly. You don't want to isolate your audience, and then also like anything that comes off as bullying or aggressive, again, especially with me as a male, number one, and then as somebody who's covering the sex industry, it's it's a very fine line. It's kind of like almost like walking on eggshells out here. So
right.
you
As you
just got to be
should,
careful.
as you
Yeah.
should. So that's good though, and I love that. That's why it's so comfortable for me to work with you and put the faith and
Right.
trust that I do into our friendship,
Thank
because
you.
I know that you're definitely a good person. So
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you. Yeah.
yeah, Dylan, the crown jewel of the thickness protection
And I've
program.
realized, like, one of my creator of it, I
Yeah,
realized one of my superpowers is being easy to talk to. So I want to continue that reputation, and like performers have kind of like told me, what it means to be the thickness protection program is that you are an advocate for body positivity. You've created a safe space for these women, you know to tell stories. So even if I say something, again, it's all from the mouth of a comedian. But even if
right.
I, say the wrong thing, it's like, what, you can't go against anybody. You cannot be in an antagonist position towards any creator. Particularly any creator in this field of the sex industry or body positive content.
Well, and you have to be extra gentle too,
Yeah.
because I mean, as plus size women or thick women, whatever you want to refer to yourself as, we already are, we're controversial to even fucking exist. And we're putting ourselves out there to be perceived by the public. And people can be really fucking cruel. I got a
Yes.
thick skin, and I always point out, like, well, if you're seeing me, it's because you like fat girls. That
Yeah.
your algorithm's calling you out, buddy. But like, listen, like, that's part of it, and so it's especially important for you providing this platform for us all to speak on. That you're extra sensitive towards the realities of us even existing,
Right.
and you do a good job at that. So, and I think that there's such a negative space when it comes to being fat on the internet.
Yeah,
Um,
and not only that, it's just like Monique Leslie reminded me of this, is that, you know, sex workers are hearing horrible bullshit, and that's the first time I heard the words horrible and bullshit next to each other all day long from men.
yeah,
And if I say something even remotely aggressive or remotely negative, you're no longer a cool podcaster. You're no longer a comedian. You're no longer Palm. You're no longer a music blogger. You're a man, and
right,
you're just like the rest of them.
right. Well, if anything, long-term sex work creates like a lot of man hate,
Yeah.
discourse. And so you just have to be really careful. And that's another thing, still, if you protect your peace, you're not going to end up hating men as much as some
Right.
other people that are allowing that. And a lot, I find that a lot of people that are dealing with that kind of draining interaction are people that need to raise their fucking prices. Like if you're fucking expensive out the gate, they know that they can't waste your time.
Yeah.
So I mean, just another pro tip. So yeah, and for me, I don't really like to be controversial. I'm authentic, and sometimes that sucks, and people don't like it, and it's controversial.
Same.
Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'd rather be hated for like being authentic than liked for being fake.
I try to push myself to be controversial, but also on this platform being thickness protection program, I kind of don't really need to, because
The
just
most controversial we get is like how today we slammed like 5 fucking songs.
no, we could. I mean, I feel like that's on Palm. That should be things I do on a regular basis.
Yeah,
Like that over opinionated hip hop shit is gonna be, you know, that's gonna be the honey that will attract more bees,
right.
because they want feedback, they want criticism, they want to be vocal. Um, I think about Kirk says, I think about your great taste in music, and
You should
still
definitely
where'd
still
that go?
post some of it. That's what he was saying. Kirk's been talking.
Yeah, I got to go back and read all these comments from Kirk.
Live podcast, guys,
Shout
and that's the thing is that, sometimes in the episodes it's buggy at the beginning, but that's because we're fucking live, and that's why not many people are doing it. So if it's buggy, we're still doing something different.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, we're getting the hang of a lot of things here. You guys are watching a lot of learning in the process. But yeah, to wrap it up about intentional controversy, you know what? I think all podcasts got to do it at some point. Like nobody's gonna come back to the pleasant podcast every week, and we're just gonna be pleasant. We're pleasant. We say nice things. We're just pleasant. It's the
if
pleasant show.
if you want
Pleasant.
that, listen to the fucking radio.
Yeah, yeah. Listen to your easy listening station.
Erica Surreality Podcast is actually here in the flesh. I was actually shouting you out. We were talking about Miss Sandy Denton Peppa and her wedding on this day in
All
'99.
right.
So, any last words?
No, no, no. I think, this was another awesome Monday here on Beatbox, and you guys can check us out. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Palm Official on YouTube. Make sure you guys are following Thickness Protection Program and Fawxy Baux on Instagram.
Yeah, follow me and follow me on the spicy places too. I'm
Yeah.
running a special $6.25 for the next 10 subscribers. Also, if you want services, I think Kirk Butterfield was talking. I do sexy therapy. So if you want somebody to talk to, it's pay per minute, but I'm here. Find me on Instagram. I'm Fawxy Baux everywhere, and especially
Okay.
in your dreams.
Okay. And to my unsigned independent artists, you already know how to get at me if you need your music reviewed, if you need a reaction to your new music video, need your bio for streaming services, you want to send an email to prettyawesomelitmusic@outlook.com, or you want to just message me directly on Instagram. That is @_PA.LM.
Yes, and next week will be our next small artist spotlight. So
I'll
if
say,
anybody was
get
interested,
your get your submissions, guys. Get them
let
in.
us know.
Let us know. Let us know. All right. Another
We love you
episode of
guys.
Beatbox. We love you guys. Peace, love, Palm. We want
Bye.
thickness. Bye.